Hello friends, welcome back. And in the previous video, or you can say in the previous lecture, we were trying to find out where our log is going, whatever log we are doing with the help of our new static library, where that is going actually. So we were looking the log at the wrong location, which was the location like this: C service log win svc socket service log.txt. So since we were able to see the new logs which were coming from this, which were these logs which were coming from the old code, they were visible. But our new code, this code where we have put our new log, this is the message from new library. This was not visible. Reason was that we were looking at this location: C service log win svc socket service log.txt. But in fact, I told you that in the previous video, we just created one environment variable, and that environment variable had the name logger file. This was the name of the environment variable. So if you want to print any of the environment variable, you can do this: echo percentile logger file percentile. So you will be able to see the name of that logger file that we have created now, and where we are logging the content now using the static library. So we have to see the logs in here, win svc logger.txt, if we want to see the log which has been done through the logger library, which is this library. So you can see the previous video that how we created the library and how we created a reference to the library, how we have used that library, how we have used the header file of that library. All these things we have discussed in the previous video. And let me tell you that this particular code example or this particular project I'm showing you to let you know that how an industry level project, which is in C, C++ and socket programming, how they are created, how in fact every other project is created where the number of libraries, where the dynamic libraries, static libraries, etc. are used. So this is the way the professional projects are created, the live projects are created, right? So well management of the code, well arrangement of the code, all these things are maintained there. Okay, so now you can see that in the static library itself, in the code of the static library, I have created a class common logger, and in this class I have got the value of the environment variable logger file, and then I have opened that file at that particular location using the offstream class, and then I have just removed this, closed it, and then I have removed it. So olog file is again it's a pointer. So you need to just do one more thing, like olog file to close. Apart from this, you need to do like delete and then olog file, right? Because this is a pointer, so you don't need to remove any, don't need to leave any memory leaks. Okay, so any dangling pointer or any memory leaks you don't have to leave. So now I'm just going to clean it, right? If you clean it, then you will be able to see where I have placed this. Let me open it. So you can see that in this socket project, I have created this lib folder. So lib folder has become empty now, right? In the include folder, we have logger.h, but yeah, this lib folder has been empty now. This bin folder has windows services.exe. So I'm just going to create my logger library again. So what I will do, I will rebuild it again. Okay, so this has been rebuilt again. And if you want to see it again, you will be able to see in the lib folder. So inside the lib folder, you can see that logger.lib is again there. And now we need to again compile this project, which is windows service.cpp. Sorry, with this Windows service project. Always remember that if you have done any kind of change in any of the library that your project is referring to, then in that case, you have to build your project as well. You cannot do something like you just just compiled your library, you just created another library, another version of your library, and you are free to think that yes, you are free to use that library again. No, this is a static library, right? There is a difference between static and dynamic library. In case of dynamic library, you don't have to do such things unless there is a change in the signature of the function. So in this case, where you have used a static library, and if you have done some changes in the static library, then that static library must need to be used. must needs to be recompiled, rebuilt with the original project. So you need to rebuild it again. So let me clean it first. So if I clean it, then all the binaries that we are putting into the bin folder, you will be able to see that this binary folder has been empty now. Now let me, now let me recompile it again and rebuild it again. So let me just rebuild it. And now if you see this, you will be able to see again the Windows services.exe is there. Now we have created this service. We have installed this service again, right? And with the same path. So we don't need to reinstall it again. Last time we installed it because the path was changed. Earlier this path was somewhere else. Now this path has been changed. So that is why in the last video we have just reinstalled the library. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now start it. And where is the log file? We need to see the log file, this one, win.svclogger.txt. This one is here inside C, and then there is a Vikash folder, and then inside this win.svclogger.txt. This is the log file where all the logs will come. So we are expecting this log. What log? This log. This log only. P logger to log message. Apart from this, nothing else will come there because I'm just using this only line to log into that new log file. Otherwise, every other thing has been logged into this file. I will remove all this code, right? And then I will commit it. But yeah, let's see that how it is working right now. Okay. So P logger to log message, this will be logging into this this particular file. So let me start this real-time update service. So once I start it and then I see, then you can see this is message from new library. Okay. So this message has come. Only once this message will come. Okay. Why? Because, this is the one line which I have placed it here. Apart from that, there is no other line which I have placed it here. Now what I need to do, what I will do, I will simply remove all this code, this particular code where it is writing into the other file as well. This particular code I will remove, and after removal of this code, I will create a new exe so that everything, every logging will be done through this plogger object, which has been used from the static library logger. This is the static library logger. So from this library only we have used this function log message, and then we are logging the message into the logging file. Okay. So log files are getting updated now. So let me just close it. Stop this service. So once I stop this service, everything will be stopped. So other libraries will also be stopped. Okay. So let me update this code. So I will just update this code and I will just show you that how you can update the entire code. In fact, I will just show you one piece of code, and that piece of code I will replicate everywhere wherever I have used the logging, and then I will commit it to the GitHub repository, and you can take the code from the GitHub repository. So I have already shared the GitHub repository link, the URL. So you can again clone the code to get the latest code. Okay. So let me just do one thing. Let me remove this. I have removed this, and now I will come to this olog file. Since this olog file is nowhere, so this is giving error. So rather than writing into this one, we have to prepare one string. That string will be the message. Okay. So how will that message will be written? Okay. So let me first write a message. Char str message. Okay. So char strmsge, I can make it like 1024 characters long, initialize with null character, and then what I will do, I will simply do one thing. I'm going to do a semicolon here, and then I will do sprintf. And then what I will do, here I will give the buffer name, which is str message. And then what I will do like percentile S, which is the time. Okay. And then what I will do something like this, double or the single pipe, and then I can give the line. So percentile S, that will also be used for line. And then the there are two things, I think, the time and the line. Okay. And then the original message. str message, percentile S, and then like this service main function called. Okay. So this will be the one which will give you the formatted message, str message. Now you need to remove this line. Okay. Now what I need to do, str message, this I need to pass here. Log message, str message. This I have passed here. So these are the four lines. S time, right? Give current timestamp. This thing you need to first create, and then str message, and then this one. Okay. And then this will be the one where you are going to delete it. Okay. This, after creation of this, you need to delete it. So these are the four lines which will be needed before you log any message using the, your static library. So let me compile it and let's see if it builds. Okay, so here you can see the log files. Wherever we have used log files, we need to remove it. So let me just remove it so that we should not get any errors. So I'm removing it from everywhere. So I hope I'm just removing it from everywhere and not doing any mistake. So this one gone, and now this one, then this one, then this one, to this one. Okay, all done. Let me recompile it, rebuild it. Okay, so log file undefined. This need to be removed. Okay, now if I build it again, rebuild, then it will be successful, but there is a warning message, I think. Okay, the missing variadic argument, not enough argument to pass. Okay, so str message. Okay, so here what I have to do is printf. This is the buffer, and then we have like percentile S, and then main service is started. Okay, so this should have been done. Not enough arguments passed for format string. Let me build it again and let's see what is the error. Not an error, basically it's a message, warning message. So let me see. Yes, printf buffer. Okay. Oh, okay. I got it. It was very simple mistake. I need to pass the values of the arguments. First argument is the time. So S time. And then I have double underscore line double underscore. Okay, so this will be converted into string. Okay, now it should be fine. So let me build it. Okay, now it's fine. Requires an argument of type character strict. Percentile S is a format conflict with the argument 2 of type long. Okay, so this will be the line number, which is percentile D. It's long, so it will be D. It's an integer, so that should be fine. And it's type percentile S, which is like char asterisk. So here it should be like char asterisk, then it should be fine. Yeah, now I think it should be. Yeah, here you go. There is uh no warning now. So let me build it. It has been built already, so let me run it. Let me run the service and let me remove this old message and save it. Now let me run the service. Okay, now this service has started running and let's see what comes. Okay, let me see what has come here. Nothing came here. So let me stop it and let me first see what happens to this. Let us compile it and let's see what is coming in here. This has been stopped. Let me run it. The system cannot find the file specified. Let me rebuild it. Okay, after rebuilding, let me. Why this is giving me this problem? Unable to start the program. Okay, because we have given the path as, uh, you know, this Windows service.exe has some other path. That is why it is giving me the problem. So for the debugging, I need to check where my path is. This is the output directory and linker. This is the output path. So it should go there basically, but it is not going there. Anyway, so let me attach to the process. Let me first, don't need to start. I think we can print the message directly. First, I need to print the message so that I can see whether this particular str message contains something or not. Okay, so let's see. Let me build it and let me run it. And then I think should be running, but it is not coming. Yeah, it came now. It could be having some problem. So now Saturday, October 12, it's 17, 18, 32, and then 2024, 43, the service main function called. Okay. I think there is some problem because of which this is not, giving the message immediately. And that problem is probably when we are writing the content. After writing the content, we are not immediately flushing the content. Yeah, that's why the problem is coming. So here you can do one thing in the static library, olog file and dot close. Sorry, not close, it's flush. Okay, so every line will be flushed immediately. So let me first compile it. Let me rebuild it. It has been rebuilt. Now let me stop it and let me rebuild my exe. So I will be rebuilding my exe. This exe has been rebuilt and now I need to remove the old content that I have. Yeah, after just closing, I mean just stopping the service, you will be able to see the messages coming. But now since we have flushed it immediately, you know what I have done in the logger, what I have done, like these messages, these were getting added to the olog file object. And this olog file object is basically using a buffer between the hard disk and the program and its code, right? So program and the hard disk file has a buffer in between. So once this buffer limit will be reached, then only this will be flushed out. And If you don't flush it out immediately, then after the um, after the buffer will be filled as per the buffer limit, then only it will be moved to the log file, or when you will be closing your file, then only it will be logged to the log file. Okay, so here what we have done now, we have done the flush now. Immediately it will be flushed. Flush means that whatever lines are coming, no matter if your buffer has been filled or not, every time this will be flushed out. Let me tell you that this is an expensive process. Like every time you are flushing it out, every time you are writing to the hard disk. So it's an expensive process. But the thing is that in case of logging, you need the timely information. You need to log it timely, right? So this thing has no remedy. I mean, you have to do this in case you are doing the logging for a application. Okay, so now let me run it because we have now built the exe again. So let us see now. It will be immediately. Yeah, you can see it has been filled immediately now. You don't have to wait to close the service and then it will be visible. No, it will be visible immediately. Okay, so now let me tell you one more thing. I think video will be a bit longer, so let me do the next thing in the next video. Okay, so let me close this video here only. We'll meet in the next video and we'll see that this code that we have written here, every time you have to write this much code. So can we do a kind of remedy for this? Like not every time we have to write this much code. Can we do that? Yeah, we can very well do that. The thing is that we have the option to use the function or we have the option to use the macro. But which one will be really good to use, that we will see in the next video. Here you can see like in the log file, let me show you the log file. I have closed it. So if you see this, you can see that line number 43, which is the actual file, line number in here has been given. So this line number has been printed, line number 43, right? So let me see if line number 43 is here or not. No, line number 43 was this line number. Okay, this line number where we have written this, code, right? So this line number has been used here. So we need the line number as well because you are putting the logging. So you need to have the correct line number as well. So the problem here is that you have these many lines of code every time, right? So how to reduce this? I mean, this code you have to write every time. So cannot we do something like we can create a macro or we can create a function? So that we will see in the next video and we will see that what is the pros and cons of both the approaches. So we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.